A new and controversial artistic revolution has struck the streets of a neighborhood outside of New York City. Known by the name of Harlem, this neighborhood has sparked interest in the cultural revolution known as New Negro, as many African Americans have moved to this region with hopes of a new and better life.
The Harlem Renaissance features a new form of art which portrays a never-before-seen abstract and cultural style. The art is inspired by African heritage and is influenced by Egyptian art and Art Deco as well. Much of the art features subject matter of African American roots in response to the oppression and inequality and treatment of blacks. Below the surface, the movement has been used to prove the humanity and demand for equality amongst African Americans, and it also portrays racial pride and the new lifestyle African Americans have been able to live after gaining independence.
This newfound pride of culture and inheritance has been seen in a negative light by many Americans. Many whites are uncomfortable and respond negatively to the new era of black pride and culture. Critics have attacked it, calling it cultural isolationism and hopeless conventionalism. However, jazz continues to increase in popularity among whites through successful artists like Louis Armstrong and traveling circuses. This popularity continues to create a new Negro vogue, which has become popular in cities such as New York and Paris, and thus improves the popularity of Harlem artists as well.
So how did this revolution come to be? The Harlem Renaissance began its first stages in the early 1910s. It grew from the changes and opportunities given to blacks after the abolition of slavery and was greatly heightened after the Great Migration to the North and World War I. As African Americans were out in battle and given jobs in the North during the height of the war, they began to see their rights as citizens and were inspired by a new sense of freedom and opportunity. Harlem, right outside of New York, has been a prominently black neighborhood since the early 1900s. Originally a white and privileged area, migrants from the South pushed whites farther north. They began to occupy large cities like Philadelphia, Detroit, and Chicago. The new migrants are hardworking, ambitious, and opportunistic. Neighborhoods like Harlem provide the support that they needed to flourish, and thus, the Harlem Renaissance, a cultural burst of art and racial movement, has been born.
The Harlem Renaissance is not only a major catalyst for racial movement, it has also had a great influence on art and the American artistic movement. In the early 1900s, African American artists did not attempt to convey many elements of race or ethnicity in their work. Due to oppression and fear, African Americans had little opportunities to make art at all. African Americans had to gain recognition as artists at the beginning of the 20th century, and they had to overcome prejudices. This resulted in early African American art to be somewhat conventional. Artists mainly created realistic paintings of landscapes, historical scenes, and portraits of famous people and their prominent wealthy families. However, by the end of the 1920s, black artists found themselves able to create art that conveyed stories of their ancestors by including African American traditions and folk art.
Artists are moving from the South, previously oppressed by white power and Jim Crow laws. They are moving to the North to seek new employment and opportunities in major cities. Many methods are used to bring blacks north from the South. Labor agents continue to send recruiters to offer tickets and opportunities to young black men. These new opportunities have sparked somewhat of a migration fever, as their eyes are opened to the new and exciting opportunities in the North. News companies, like this one, broadcast stories of success and hope available in the North. These efforts all sparked a vast migration fever. The journey itself must be taken by either train, boat, car, or sometimes horse. We wanted to provide a personal story of the journey, so we interviewed a young artist, Jacob Lawrence, who has just made his journey from southern Georgia to right down the street here in New York City. When describing his journey, he said,
"The journey wasn't easy, and we travelers experienced harsh treatment of operators and segregation along the way. Fares were expensive, and there was little accommodations offered. I had gone days without food or water. The migration was grueling and took a long time."
Painter Jacob Lawrence recalled that his family was
moving up coast, and many families were during that migration. We moved up to various cities until we arrived. The last two cities I can remember before moving to New York were Easton, Pennsylvania, and Philadelphia.
During early period, northern employers assisted the migrants with transportation. Their agents gave out travel passes, whose cost was often deducted from future wages. These agents, who are paid a flat fee for each worker they produce, are selective, favoring those who appear in good health, men over women, and the young over the old.
Some of the most influential and significant artists of the Harlem Renaissance includes Aaron Douglas, Metta Fuller, and Archibald Motley. Here is some background on these artists.
Aaron Douglas, a painter from Kansas City, had many of his pieces featured in prints and literature. His paintings convey the aspirations of the new Negro and depict the African American struggle for creative and political freedom. This piece, Song of Towers, symbolizes the freedom of the new Negro as the figure is emerging from the darkness and is reaching for the light.
Metta Fuller, a painter and sculptor, created many influential pieces such as Ethiopia Awakening, which portrays the beauty of black culture and shatters Africa's association with ignorance and slavery.
Painter Archibald Motley, best known for his depictions of black social life and jazz culture in vibrant city scenes, works portrays the true colors of African Americans that has mainly been negative and portrayed by white artists. Motley and other artists of our time worked to conceptualize the Negro apart from white stereotypes that have had influence in the African Americans' relationship to their heritage and each other.
It's impossible to map out the entire span of the Harlem Renaissance and its location and impact. We continue to discover emerging artists from all over the world. Certainly, Harlem is central to the Harlem Renaissance, but as far as we can tell, it has served more as an anchor for the movement than as its sole location. The Renaissance draws from, and continues to influence, artists in the United States, the Caribbean, and all around the world. Only a handful of writers, artists, musicians, and other figures of the Harlem Renaissance are native to Harlem or New York, and only a relatively small number lived in Harlem throughout the Renaissance period.